Okay, guys, here we are. It is week 2. It is time for your matchup previews for Thursday. Quick order of business, though. Last night, Reese got absolutely roasted by Steve in a trade. Congratulations, Steve. You got one over on your nemesis. I don't know how you pulled it off, some sort of mind control, but you did pull it off. That leads me into my first matchup, the fantasy goat versus whatever Reese has decided to name his team in the last 5 minutes because he can't seem to make up his mind. Like I said, Reese got roasted by Steve in a trade last night. The worst trade of the season by a mile so far. He actually had a chance in this matchup, but downgraded himself at 2 positions heading into this matchup, letting go of Sony Michel in a blow-up spot against the Dolphins and Brandon Cooks in a blow-up spot against the Saints. Marlon Mack is borderline unplayable against the Titans. Borderline unplayable. The Titans allowed the fewest fantasy points to the running back position last season, and guess what? They just shut down Nick Chubb, who is much, much better than Marlon Mack. Like, it's not even close. And Chubb couldn't do anything. So look for Marlon Mack to get about 60 yards and no score, and that's being generous. T.Y. Hilton, also not a playable matchup. Titans they very well may throw a shutout against the Colts. I do not like the Colts outlook for this game. Reese is obviously just chasing the points. T.Y. scored 2 touchdowns last week. It's not going to happen again. Terrell Williams, do I even need to say anything here? He's an Oakland Raider. Don't need to really say anything. George Kittle sucks. He's no Evan Ingram. He's no T.J. Hawkinson. The Hawk is obviously a fantasy star. You're going to be facing the Ben Juju stack this week, and they are going to crush some Sea Chickens. Ben and Juju are going to come back angry, going to come back with a vengeance. They're going to dominate. Adam Thielen is going to have a monster week against the Packers defense that has had no answer for him over the last few years. They will also be playing 36-year-old slot corner Tramon Williams against Adam Thielen. Smells like a mismatch to me. My bold prediction here, though, is that Harrison Butker outscores T.Y. Hilton and Marlon Mack combined because Harrison Butker is that freaking good. He's going to kick about 18 extra points and maybe get 2 or 3 field goals. So that's the bold prediction. The winner, of course, the GOAT. Reese doesn't stand a chance in this matchup. Come on. Matchup number 2, we got Bell Ertz My Ears. By the way, just because you draft people doesn't mean you need to have some kind of stupid team name that doesn't make any sense with just their names in your team name. It's a terrible team name. Tony Jr. versus Draft Dodger, who is very aptly named. Steve's team photo is, by the way, of a rapist who isn't even on his roster. Not sure what he's doing there. Tony falling apart faster than a Democrat that's realized Trump is going to win this next election. Bell may be out with a shoulder injury. He's having an MRI. We don't know how bad he's hurt. We do know whenever you see MRI, not a good thing. Mike Williams is hurt already, but it's cool. Tony Jr. planned ahead. He has tons of viable depth on his bench. Oh, wait, no, that was me. I did that. You did none of that. You have trash on your bench, so you're probably screwed. This is going to be another season where Tony Jr. cries about being bit by injuries. So the truth is we all deal with injuries. Some of us just actually plan for it. It's football. It's not ballet. Guys get hurt. Probably should have planned ahead. You didn't. I did. I'm in good shape. You're in terrible shape. Josh Jacobs, highly overrated. I suspect we're going to see that against the Kansas City defense that he should be able to exploit, but he won't. He just won't. Baltimore D, though, they should be good for about 20 spot. Mike Evans bounces back tonight against Carolina, and Run CMC is basically like having 2 running backs. He is going to get over 200 yards again tonight. On Reese's side of things, Goff at home is always a good option. Sorry, that's on Steve's side of things. I get the 2 of you guys confused from time to time. My bad. Steve's side of things, Goff, love the matchup against the Saints, especially the fact that you were gifted Brandon Cooks to stack with him in the worst trade of the season thus far. Kansas City running backs should have a good game against Oakland. I like that. Odell Beckham Jr., however, he sucks. Nobody is going to give you a star for Odell Beckham Jr. right now. He's this year's Keenan Allen. You're stuck with him. Accept it and move on. You're not going to get rid of Odell. Buffalo D was a stupid pickup. That was dumb. The Giants are going to put up more points than you think. Saquon, they're not going to have an answer for him. Evan Ingram's going to do well. The Giants are going to roll in that game. Mason Crosby is absolutely unrosterable. He's one of the worst actual NFL kickers out there. So he's not even on the fantasy radar. I know you don't want to use a move on a kicker, but you got to do better than Mason Crosby. My bold prediction here is that Josh Jacobs scores less than 10 fantasy points and essentially slams the sell-high window shut on Tony Jr. Winner's still going to be Tony Jr. despite all of Reese's help, trying to help Steve out, trying to gift Steve a W. Tony Jr. still beats Steve because he's that bad. Legion of Zoom versus Cake Magic. Listen, the curse is real. The curse on Jared is real. We already are seeing a split backfield with James Conner and Jalen Samuels. We're seeing Nuke Hopkins dealing with a rib injury, and Deshaun Watson's definitely going to go down playing behind that horrible offensive line. Jared's just Tyreek Hill already out for 4 to 6 weeks, maybe longer. It's rough right now for Jared. He's having a rough go. He's cursed. The fantasy gods shall not be appeased until Alvin Kamara is sacrificed. That's what it's going to take to get this curse lifted. Now, guys, listen. Jared's going to go around. He's going to try and sell Nuke for top dollar here pretty soon. I'm certain this is going to happen. Don't buy it. Don't buy Nuke for top dollar. Deshaun Watson is going to get hurt. Nuke is already playing hurt. It's a bad situation. You don't want it. Alvin Kamara is basically Jared's only hope for salvation, either by dominating himself or via trade for multiple players. This team is just a dumpster fire. Now, on Tony Sr.'s side of things, Mahomes, Watkins, Kelsey against the Raiders. Yikes. Man, I wouldn't want to be facing that. Matt Breida against the Bengals. Wouldn't want to face that. Keenan Allen versus Detroit. Yep, wouldn't want to face that. My bold prediction here is that Senior doubles up Jared in points en route to basically what amounts to a bye week. The downward spiral begins for Jared. Legion of Zoom takes the W. So winner, Legion of Zoom. Shake and Bake versus Chubby Johnson in a matchup of the two guys that scored about 65 points last week. Both of you guys are pretty confident for how horrible your teams are, so I respect that. I respect the hustle there. Saquon is going to feast on the Bills. They're going to have no answer for Saquon. Nobody has an answer for Saquon. The guy's a freak. Love Michael Thomas against the Rams. Can't stand Baker, even against the Jets, even on Monday night. You got to play Phillip Rivers early in the year, man. Everybody knows that. Phillip Rivers dominates early in the year. He's playing a Lions defense that just allowed rookie Kyler Murray to throw for over 300 yards and 2 scores. Don't overthink this thing. Get Phillip Rivers into your lineup. Joe Mixon would be doing you a huge favor if he sits out. You need a new running back more than Reese needs a haircut or Joe needs an iPhone. Get on it. Fix your running back situation. It's atrocious. On Joe's side of things, Davante Adams is going to do absolutely nothing against the Vikings. They held him under 70 yards in both of their matchups last season, despite Xavier Rhodes being hurt. Guess who's healthy and just held Julio freaking Jones to 36 yards last week? That's right, Xavier Rhodes. So don't look for Davante Adams to do anything this week. Tyler Lockett is not a serious fantasy option. You got 2 targets last week, and that's kind of going to be what you can expect going forward. He's not even a guy that should be on anybody's roster. Nick Chubb, however, is going to get back on track with a monster week. I think Chubb bounces back. Huge game for Chubb coming up. Carry-on should find room to run against the Chargers, but the workload questions remain. It looks like C.J. Anderson's going to be a thing, guys. He's not going away. 11 carries. That's your RB2 that he's stealing 11 carries from. I don't like that at all. Titans defense, however, like I've already said a couple times in this video, the Titans defense is going to stomp the Colts. I don't know why people don't take the Titans D seriously. Somebody in our league was even dumb enough to drop the Titans defense. They are the second best defense in the NFL, guys. They're just behind the Bears. The Titans are dominant on defense. Bold prediction here, Adrian Peterson reminds us all that he is a Hall of Famer en route to 100 yards rushing, 2 scores, and a middle finger right in Jay Gruden's stupid, ugly face. Adrian Peterson dominates. Winner, shake and bake. This one's going to be a landslide, not even close. Now, the last matchup, we got Big League Chew versus John Vetri. Not only has Brad not cut Antonio Brown, but he intends to play him on his team. So basically, Brad is the Patriots of this league without the winning. Brad is essentially casting his vote in support for sexual assault and rape. If he had an ounce of class at all, he would cut Antonio Brown. That's obviously not the case. He's got him in his lineup. So he's going to play Antonio Brown. So stay classy, Brad. You're obviously the least classy owner in this league, and that's saying something because Steve Roeder plays in this league. So good work, Brad. Tom Brady's going to shred the Dolphins with or without your rapist wide receiver. Seriously, I can't believe you feel comfortable having that guy on your roster. Just seeing his name makes my skin crawl. I couldn't possibly roster him on my team. I'd be embarrassed. James White will do nothing because the Pats will get out to a huge lead. Antonio Brown is a scumbag. Throw that out there. Brad is starting 4 Patriots, once again showing very low moral character, just like his favorite player, Antonio Brown. What can I say on John's side of things? You don't want to play John early in the season. He usually starts out really hot, and this season's been no exception. He's the #1 team in the league after 1 week. David Johnson, however, is going to have a horrible game at Baltimore. I'm talking under 70 yards, no scores. He'll probably lose a fumble or two, too, just to boot, just to have some fun. Julio Jones gets back on track, unlike that rapist Antonio Brown. My bold prediction, Antonio Brown attempts to rape Snowflake the Dolphin during the halftime show and claim it was consensual. Winner, John rapes Brad in this matchup en route to an easy win with or without Antonio the Rapist Brown. There's your matchup previews. I will see you with the recaps next week after I take Reese out.